Most people wake up every day and work themselves to the bone, only to watch a huge portion of their hard-earned money vanish straight into taxes. You earn a little, they take some. You earn a little more, they take even more. And the harder you try to climb, the more it feels like an invisible hand keeps dragging you back down. It's almost like the system is designed to pull you under just when you start swimming forward. But quietly, very quietly, there are people who don't let the system drain them. They follow a strategy most people never notice. A strategy that lets them keep more money without ever breaking a single law. It's something smart earners have mastered for years. Something powerful but hidden in plain sight. It's called looking broke on paper. And the surprising truth? You don't have to be rich to use it. You don't need a mansion, a business empire, or millions in the bank. Anyone who understands the rules can start doing it. This isn't about hiding income. It's not about cheating, sneaking, or doing anything risky. It's about understanding how the system is built, and then positioning yourself in a way that lowers what the world sees without lowering the life you live. The real purpose isn't to dodge responsibility. It's to stop being punished just because you want to succeed. Looking broke on paper means rearranging your financial life so that, legally, you appear to earn far less than you truly do. And this whole journey begins with one important truth. One truth most people never learn. The tax system rewards strategy, not effort. You can work yourself to exhaustion, but someone who plans better will always keep more. Here's how the system works, and how you can begin using the very same rules to your advantage. It all starts with how you earn. If every dollar you make comes from a job, then you're being taxed at the highest rate possible. Your paycheck gets sliced before it even reaches your hands. You work first, they tax first, and you get whatever is left over. But once you start earning money through a business, even a tiny one, everything changes. Suddenly, you gain control. Suddenly, the system says, you can spend first and pay taxes later. And that shift gives you power most people never experience. You don't need a giant company to make this happen. A small freelancing gig, a baking service, creating digital products, tutoring, designing, content creation. Anything that earns money independently will do. The moment you generate income outside a traditional job, you unlock a new identity in the eyes of the system. You become someone allowed to deduct real business expenses before taxes are calculated. Your phone bill? Deductible. Your software tools? Deductible. Your laptop? Deductible. A section of your home used for work? Deductible. Even your car, if you use it to help clients, can be deducted. All these expenses lower your taxable income. On paper, it looks like you earn very little. But in reality, your life stays exactly the same. You just learn how to make the numbers work in your favor. This is the power of structure. This is how people start looking broke on paper, without losing their real financial strength. Now think differently about how money moves. Imagine you built up some assets, maybe some stocks, maybe a piece of land, maybe something small but valuable. Most people, when they need cash, sell what they own. But selling almost always triggers taxes. You gain value, the system notices, and then you're taxed. But there's another option, something smarter, something wealthier people use all the time, quietly and without attention, borrowing against your assets. When you borrow against something you already own, the money you receive is not counted as income. It's a loan, not earnings. That means you can access large amounts of money, use it for opportunities, emergencies, or new investments, without paying a single dollar in taxes for receiving it. That's why people with assets stay financially strong, even when they show little income. And once you begin collecting real value, value that may not sit in your bank account, but still exists, you can use the same method. Borrowing smartly isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strategy. From the outside, no one sees big movements. But behind the scenes, you're using leverage like a quiet genius, never drawing attention to yourself, never raising red flags in the system. Next comes one of the most misunderstood tools in the financial world, depreciation. When you buy equipment for your business, a camera, a computer, furniture for your workspace, the tax system allows you to record the loss in value over time. That's depreciation. Every year. Even while your tools help you earn more money, They also count as a legal loss on paper. This lowers your reported profits, and lower profits mean lower taxes. Picture this. You buy a $2,000 laptop that helps you make $10,000 per year. The laptop helps your business grow, yet every year it shows a loss in value. That loss reduces your taxable income. You earn more, but you appear to earn less. Businesses do this all the time, and if you run even a small operation, you're allowed to do the same. When you choose your purchases with depreciation in mind, your entire financial image begins to look slimmer. And that's exactly what you want. Now think about how you pay yourself. This is where most people miss their biggest opportunity. If you take everything you earn directly into your personal account, the system taxes you heavily. But when you set up even a simple business structure, like a sole proprietorship or an LLC, you gain flexibility. You can choose how much of the business income becomes your personal income. Maybe you leave some of the earnings inside the company. Maybe you reinvest the money. Maybe you pay yourself only a small salary and let the rest stay in the business reserves. By keeping your personal income lower, you reduce your tax bracket, even though you still control the business money behind the scenes. This is how people quietly maintain wealth. On paper, they look modest, but in reality, they hold powerful financial control. It's never about lying. It's about organizing. Once your income looks smaller, you unlock new advantages. Lower insurance costs, better access to helpful programs, and far less attention from tax authorities. You become invisible in the best way possible. But to stay safe and strategic, you must avoid lifestyle inflation. This is one of the biggest traps in the world of money. When people earn more, they often rush to spend more. Bigger houses, luxury cars, the newest devices. They buy the appearance of wealth without realizing that appearance has a price. It makes you look rich to the system. And when the system thinks you're rich, it treats you like you can afford to lose more in taxes. But when you learn to keep your lifestyle steady, even as your income grows, you gain a hidden advantage. You save more. You stay unnoticed. You build your freedom slowly, quietly, while others try to impress the world loudly. Living simply isn't living small. It's living smart. Every unnecessary luxury gives the system one more excuse to take more from you. The less you show, the more you keep. And keeping more matters far more than pretending to have everything. Another key step, use legal structures. Registering as a sole proprietor or forming an LLC creates a barrier between your personal life and your business finances. It gives your work legitimacy. It opens the door to more deductions. It gives you more control over how your taxes are calculated. In some cases, switching to an S-corp or similar structure can completely change how you're taxed. You can pay yourself a salary and take the rest as profit, taxed differently, often at a lower rate. This is how smart earners say, "I'm not making a high salary," while their real wealth grows quietly behind the curtain. These are not loopholes. These are rules. Rules designed intentionally for people who understand them. And the earlier you start using them, the faster you can build wealth without attracting noise. But none of this works without one final thing: documentation. Every receipt, every invoice, every mile driven for business, every transaction. Without documentation, it's impossible to defend your strategy. But with good records, you're protected. Apps can track everything: scanning receipts, organizing data, generating reports. Looking broke on paper is powerful only when everything is legal and provable. That's how you stay confident. That's how you stay safe. If your dream is to keep more of your money, then you must treat money like a system, not like something that simply enters and leaves your pocket. Every little detail matters. Every small paper becomes part of the story you're telling the government. I run lean. I earn smart. I spend with intention. You don't have to be wealthy to use these strategies. You just have to stop behaving like someone who pays taxes without thinking, and start behaving like someone who thinks before they pay. The system rewards planning, not exhaustion. It rewards calm, intentional movement, not frantic work. When you structure your income, manage expenses wisely, use depreciation, organize your business, and show less on paper, you unlock a rare kind of power: control. Not just control over your taxes, but control over your entire financial future. Looking broke on paper isn't about fear or hiding. It's about building your life carefully, quietly, and confidently. Because the less noise you make, the more freedom you gain. And that freedom isn't just about money. It's about choices. It's about waking up without stress. It's about breathing easier, planning your life, and growing steadily without needing to show off or justify anything to anyone. Every step you take toward looking broke on paper is a step toward true financial independence. It's not about pretending. It's about designing your future with intention. It's about protecting your income, securing your future, and strengthening your life, one strategic decision at a time. Because in the long run, the people who appear broke on paper often end up with the most real power. And they get there because they understood one thing. The rules favored people who play smarter, not harder.